All right, so I wanted to come back and touch base on this Adam Gase thing and Greg Williams, this whole thing one more time. On my podcast with my buddy Vort last night, the Fake Spike podcast, you can go check it out. We tossed this around a bit and came to some conclusions. And he said some things, which I don't remember exactly what he said at the time, that made me realize a few other things about Adam Gase. Now, I have mentioned on this channel that Adam Gase is a narcissistic, I'm not going to go as far as sociopath, but he is narcissistic. He does only want what's good for himself. He cannot take blame. He cannot share credit. We've gone through all of that. So let's apply that to the situation with Greg Williams, okay? Adam Gase every week gets pounded by the media in regular articles, beat writers, press conferences after games, and he hears the same things over and over. Your offense is anemic. You're supposed to be an offensive genius. Where's all of this stuff? You don't make adjustments. You're killing your quarterback. He's the team is bad. You're this, you're that. So he just gets pounded on this stuff all the time. Okay. Eventually, that has to be frustrating, which totally understandable. Nobody can fault him for that. Now, let's fast forward to fourth quarter, Jets Raiders, 13 seconds left. Raiders, no timeouts at midfield. Adam Gase at this point in his head is probably going through a list of things like finally. Now, before I even continue that, if you don't know narcissistic people, then this might sound foreign to you. It might sound like I'm just making things up. But if you do know narcissistic people, you will know that there's a very good possibility that I've hit on something here, me and my buddy, when we were talking, okay? 13 seconds left in the game. The Jets basically have one job, right? Keep the Raiders out of the end zone. That's it. One job. Keep them out of the end zone. That's all you got to do. I mean, this is a mirror. This is Hail Mary time. This is not what actually happened. Hail Mary time is you throw the ball into the end zone and hope for the best, or you throw it short, hope to get out of bounds, maybe get another shot. It is certainly not what happened. So Adam Gase didn't even have this in his mind. In Adam Gase's mind, game was over. Adam Gase is already talking in his head about himself and how he can now finally have a press conference where he's going to get praise, which of course the narcissistic personality needs. He's going to get praise. He made adjustments. The Jets came back from 11 down. The quarterback looked good. All of the things, and the offense looked good. All of the things that Adam Gase has been pounded about incessantly all year were going to flip. And he was going to get praise for these things. He was going to have, finally, after 11 weeks this year, bask in the glory of a victory where it wasn't just a victory. All of the things that he had been crushed about all year, now he could sit there and say, hey, this happened, that happened, and get praise for it. So what happens? Greg Williams calls a defensive play that makes no sense whatsoever. And there's a lot of speculation now that Greg Williams was sticking it to Gase because he hates Gase, but whatever. I'm just going to stick to what I saw, okay? So Adam Gase now is daydreaming, right? Daydreaming about all the newspaper articles and all the fans and whatever else saying nice things about him. And Greg Williams goes and calls this play, and the Jets lose. And now Adam Gase is furious. He's furious. He's like, he's not furious for the loss. I mean, he said all the right things. The players don't deserve this. They deserve better. And I wish I would have called timeout. But first of all, Adam, you should have called timeout anyway. You really want to win the game, you call timeout, make sure everybody's on the same page. But regardless, forget that too. It's just a point. Adam Gase now has someone to look at and say, this guy stole my opportunity to actually get some praise. And again, if you don't understand the narcissistic mind thinks like that. This guy is a scumbag. I can't believe he did this to me. How could you do that to me? This was my time to shine. And then Adam Gase got Greg Williams fired. Now, there's been tension between the two of them, and Williams threw comments about Gase's offense a few weeks ago. So, the other thing with the narcissistic mind is they don't forget that stuff. So I'm pretty sure Gase was waiting for an opportunity. But now Gase on the inside is furious, right? All of the things he had been daydreaming about for the last few minutes of that game is gone, and he goes and gets Williams fired. Now, there's also talk that he fired Williams directly, which leads me to believe that Adam Gase has control over his staff, and Douglas doesn't have control over Gase or his staff. So Gase probably went to Chris Johnson and Joe Douglas and said, listen, guys got to go after that play. He cost us a game, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, how does an NFL head coach act that cowardly and that self-servingly to actually, you know, fire somebody for something like that? When Gase himself could have just ran the clock out on the drive before. He didn't have to run the ball on third down and hope for the best. He could have actually shown some balls and gone for that first down, because the worst case scenario would have been they threw an incomplete pass and then the Raiders might have had an extra 30 seconds. Big freaking deal. Punt the ball away, start them on their own 30, 35, and let's not forget the punter shanked it. First time all year the guy shanked it. The Raiders got the ball at the 40-ish. But if Gase goes for it on third down there instead of worrying about running out the clock, because this was not a field goal situation. With a field goal, yes, you run out the clock, you make them take their timeouts, and then you hope for the best. But this was a touchdown situation, not a field goal. So all Gase had to do was get that first down, and your worst case scenario is they throw an incomplete pass, clock stops, and then you know, and then they maybe have, I don't know, what, 45 seconds to go from their own 30 to score a touchdown. And then you start playing prevent defense and keep him out of the end zone. So Gase only has himself to blame for that. And then for him to say, you know, the players deserve this, they didn't deserve to lose when he's been blowing games for them all year is bullshit too. So I think Adam Gase fired Greg Williams out of spite and out of some misguided narcissistic view that Williams stole his opportunity for a nice day of praise after what would have been a well-deserved win. Hey, it's just an opinion. You can disagree. I would love to see your comments at the bottom. All right, have a great day. I'll be back soon.